Hi everyone, welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the next part in the series that I've been doing on Pluto. This is Pluto in Leo and Pluto in the 5th house. Firstly, I just want to let everybody know that's just begun watching this video. If this is the first time that you're watching this in the series, I highly suggest that you go over to the introduction video and click on watch that first. It gives me, or should I say, it gives you a sort of broader perspective of the nature of how Pluto operates and works. And so it kind of like shares some insights and understandings relative to where its placement is in the chart. And so they kind of go together. So I highly suggest that you go watch that before you watch this video if this is the first time you're watching it. Other than that, feel free to do whatever you need to. But Pluto in Leo. So what are we looking at over here? Basically, with these two types of archetypes, the Pluto merging in the 5th house, we're looking at souls that come into this incarnation. And what they feel is that there's an underlying sense of special purpose and destiny in which they feel that they need to fulfill. And this is kind of something that you can find with most Pluto in Leo generations, which is the ones that are between the ages of 55 and probably 70 at this point in time. And these guys have walked the earth as if there is a special destiny in which they are fulfilling. And the ones that have got the Pluto in the 5th house will come in with this incarnation as well, where they will feel that there is a special destiny. And the reason why this is the case is because the placement of Pluto always reflects back at the Prolife dynamics or recent experiences of reality or life. And most of them, if this is yourself as well, obviously that you're watching it, will feel that it's kind of like there's a remembering of lifetimes led where the royalty has been what it is that you've lived. Okay, so you've been living life where you have been successful in something. You have lived a life in which you experienced the very sort of top of the pyramid, the most luxurious way to be, the most and when I say luxurious, I don't mean wealthy. I'm talking about being successful, being recognized, being seen in the world as something that was wonderful and great and remarkable in some way, and so recognized through that special purpose. And so when you come into this incarnation, there's an underlying message or vibration within the soul that remembers this process. Now, some of you guys might not be able to, or let me put it to you this way, you might not necessarily feel that on a conscious level, but there is a way in which you express that kind of like reflects that need. And the reason why I say this is because from that experience of Pluto in Leo or Pluto in the 5th house, basically what's happening is that you come into this incarnation or naturally unconsciously orientating towards going back to that space. And so there's a big emphasis on needing to feel recognized, a big emphasis on needing to be heard, a big emphasis on needing to have yourself seen. Okay. And unfortunately, with Pluto in the 5th house or Pluto in Leo generations, Pluto in Leo inherently has a insecurity attached to it, because the need to be recognized, seen, or in a sense heard is so strong and part of the empowerment journey of Pluto in the 5th or Pluto in the Leo, it will create unnecessary drama in which it then will have the attention focused in on itself, because the archetype of Leo in its sense is for the attention to be focused. That is what the constellation is about. The constellation is about marketing, it's about publication, it's about expressing the self in a way that attracts attention. But the thing is, though, when it comes to Pluto in Leo or Pluto in the 5th house, there, like I said again, there's a natural orientation towards moving towards needing to be recognized. And again, through that process, they will create unnecessary drama, which will then lead the attention onto the people. And this can cause many situations. And again, like I said, there's an inherent insecurity associated with Leo, because its need for recognition is so strong that if it doesn't get it, it will then create the necessary drama to have that attention, because the attention is so craved, because it is needing to create attention. Do you see how this sort of like dynamic works over here? I hope I was clear with that discussion. But with Pluto in the 5th house, what will happen is that there will be that natural separating desire to reconnect again with that sense of specialness and destiny. And so there can also then be this God complex that gets associated with it, because when you're looking at Leo in itself, you're looking at the sun shining straight in front of it, and you're kind of blinded by its own light because of the specialness associated with it. And so what will happen in this particular instance is that it will create the starving artist syndrome. Again, oh, poor me. It's always happening to me. I feel victimized by this. And again, unfortunately, the process here is that the light is shining so brightly on the self that the awareness of the rest of the world is non-existent. And so that will happen is that anything that happens to you will be felt as if this is happening to you on purpose, when it isn't really the case. It's just the nature of human being. Now, there is actually an inconjunct 150-degree Virgo aspect from Pisces to Leo that will cause this interaction, where you will get knocked off your sort of high horse, as it were, in order for you to then become aware and acknowledge the nature of your special destiny and how it actually supposed to be integrated into society. And so here comes the sort of key that allows you to unlock the nature of Pluto in the 5th house and Pluto in Leo, is that basically what you're supposed to be doing is that you come into this incarnation with a special destiny to be recognized, to feel like there is something awesome about yourself, which is the case. See, that's the thing. It's not that it isn't the case. There will be something that you'll be naturally orientated towards, where the attention and attraction and glamour will be on yourself. But you have to switch your consciousness and allow for your own unique individuality, which is your special destiny, to not be brought to the world and for them to be demanded that it is that to bow down to you like the king, but to acknowledge that your special destiny and your special gifts are to be integrated into the world in a way where people can then use you for your gifts, versus telling other people that your gifts are the only thing and therefore that everyone is bow down to you. And so that's how Pluto in the 5th house on Leo will work. It is about acknowledging your specialness and then integrating it into society, where you can then be of service, of help to the group dynamics, versus allowing the group dynamics to just be, on yourself. And so this is a very sort of challenging aspect of Pluto and Leo, particularly because there will be some trauma related to not being recognized. There will be some trauma related to not having your creative endeavors sort of like acknowledged. And so you've got to kind of learn through this process of acknowledging your special destiny, but within the group dynamics as well. And so it can be a tough placement sometimes. One of the examples that I wanted to kind of share with Pluto in Leo in terms of how souls can actually have this recognized is that, let's say, for instance, you are you're about 7 years old and you are like really interested in the arts and such, and you enjoy dancing and so on and so forth, but you kind of live in a community where the sort of very thing that you are gifted at is not recognized. And so you can go throughout your whole existence not being recognized for the special destiny that you have. And then when you get out into the sort of like older world, you can either have this duality where you go out and you press for it so much, but you always find that whenever the universe doesn't respond to you in the way that it needs to, you can feel victimized by it, which is then obviously reinforcing the starving artist syndrome, where you just constantly keep feeling victimized by it, even though you have this gift. So it's really important to ground yourself in the idea of your special destiny still being there, and allowing for the group to use you for your wonderfulness that it is that you are, okay? So I hope that was kind of clear and sort of brought some interesting perspectives on Pluto in the 5th house and in Leo. Thanks guys for watching. Just to let you know, if you enjoyed the content, hit the like and subscribe button, and please share, of course. And if you're interested in having an astrology reading with myself based on what you've just heard, come over to my website now, simonvorster.com. All my prices are over there. I do tutoring as well, etc. And if you're interested in understanding how the dynamics of your own astrology works, then write to me and book a reading with myself. All my prices are there. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. Have a fantastic evening. Take care. Bye bye.